You have no enemies is a line repeated by Thor's from the anime Vinland Saga. And it's a line that's stuck with a lot of people recently. It's a line that has kind of like ballooned in meme culture, right? And in the sort of culture around surrounding anime and surrounding like this whole villain arc idea, right? Where somebody pushes themselves to be better in the gym or pushes themselves to be better at life, right? And pursue their goal. And there's nothing wrong with improving yourself and pursuing your goals, but the whole philosophy around the idea is that as long as you recognize that your pursuit of your goals is not to spite somebody else, but for your own betterment, then you can succeed. And that's the whole like idea behind the phrase, right? Like, don't live to spite somebody. That's the concept. And I really resonate with that. You know, that's one of my, it's one of my favorite quotes in general, actually. And I thought it was worthwhile enough to make a video about, obviously. But you know, it's something that like it's something that made me reflect on like my life experiences, right? Like when I was younger, we like lived out of a hotel and shit, right? And I vividly remember my dad bringing home KFC because he couldn't afford to get anything else, and they had some like really cheap menu deal at the time, right? Like I can't remember what it was, but it was some really cheap menu deal. And we had gotten scammed out of a house, right? And so we were basically we were just completely fucked over, and I was living outside of a hotel, and I remember being mad at the people who scammed my parents out of the house, you know? And like even in Washington, back when I lived in Washington, there were times when I would go to the gym and there were people there that had done like horrible things to me, and I recognized I wanted to hold the grudge. Like I didn't want to give them the benefit of the doubt or any sort of forgiveness in my head, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. And so I used the anger from them to get myself better at the gym, right? To make myself better, right? To see if I could improve my own circumstances, right? And that's just a completely thought process. While it's good that you're bettering yourself, it's always good to release that anger. You never want to hold a grudge, because grudges eat away at you. As far as you go, as long as you progress, you will eventually realize that your grudge is pointless. It's completely meaningless. There is no meaning to any grudge that you hold. When you are angry at somebody and you stay angry at them for the small little thing that they did, you will eventually realize that this thing that has perpetuated your spite and anger and rage is in vain, and that they have moved on, and that they forgot about you, and that there is nothing else to this anger that you hold, right? That's how it always sort of pans out, and how it always like sort of happens. And so throughout my life, I came to forgive the people who had wronged me. Right? And just recently, I've gotten over quite a bit, right? And just in my head, I've gotten over quite a bit in forgiveness, right? Like I've realized what it really means to forgive somebody. And I think this philosophy can personally better people, right? And can have like a really good impact if the word's spread about it, and that it can like really improve like people's way of thinking and way of behaving. You know, I feel like it's something that's really beneficial. You know, I feel like if people realize that they can be at peace, right? And that they don't have to be angry anymore, and that they don't have to like be spiteful and hurting anymore, that they can just drop things, right? Like I wholly believe that, because I was in the same scenario, right? Like I completely empathize with the whole villain arc thing. Like I get it. I really truly get it, right? Like it's horrible, and the thing they did to you is horrible, but just know that you can stop now. You don't have to keep going, right? And that's the solace in this philosophy, is that you can let go. You don't have to keep fighting, right? Always strive to improve yourself, but you can let go of that anger and all of the pain and hatred that they caused you. You can just drop it. All it's gonna get you is vanity and pain, right? And so I don't know. It also preaches to the idea of pacifism, right? Which is not something that generally I subscribe to, right? Because like, and where with the places I've got my experiences from, and I don't want to say how I was raised, because like my mother raised me, right? Like my mother didn't raise me to go around beating people's asses, but like in the places that I got raised, and I never got raised in like the ghetto, right? But I was also placed in some pretty unsavory parts of America, you know? Like I went to hang out for like 5-10 hours a day in some unsavory parts of America, you know? Like, so the experiences that have brought me to the conclusion that pacifism is not the only answer is that I've had to beat people's asses before, right? There are some things that you cannot resolve through talking things out. There are some things that people just need to learn to respect your fists, right? But you shouldn't do it through violence and anger. If you are doing anything through violence and anger, then you are in the wrong, right? If somebody is attacking you and you shut them down with your own two hands and you grow to be stronger than any incoming threat, you have succeeded in life and you have succeeded in becoming the best person possible, right? The only reason that you should fight is to defend yourself and your family and your livelihood, right? So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on the topic, but who am I? I'm some dumbass 18-year-old kid, you know? Like, I don't know. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope you all strive to become better and improve yourselves as much as you can. All right, bye. By the way, let me know if you guys want to see more, like, story time / like philosophy videos, because I mean, it's something that I really enjoy making, but also, like, it's kind of hard to find topics every day, because if you guys can obviously tell, I've been daily uploading recently. And that's probably going to stop around the time summer break ends for me, which is around like August 20-something, right? When I go back to college. But yeah, I mean, like, let me know if you guys want to get more of this sort of style of content, this sort of introspective type of content, because it's something that I've been dwelling on a lot. So yeah, all right, hasta luego.
Bro, talk shit, we running him down. He almost moved with a gang, nah. That shit is not advised. I'ma come up on some people with no rise. They ain't got no money and they not up no surprise. When I'm rapping, I'm a